Okay. Okay, well, that was an awkward start. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is the first time I'm ever using Zoom like this, where I've got the document up as well as myself here to try to have some semblance of a personal connection. So, got all this information on Friday and wanted to take some time and get it together for you. Obviously, you're going to read this document on your own, but I thought I would kind of walk you through. All that we are doing today is getting this information on the modified AP exam. I'm not asking you to turn in anything. As I wrote up on the Google Classroom, I'm just asking for a sincere effort to take a look at all of these resources / directions today. Okay, so you've already seen the introduction video of myself. I'll link this here later after this is done. And let's start off with the logistics for the new exam. Okay, our date, as you see here, is going to be on Friday, May 15th. That is a week later than we would have normally had it. The date, though, is kind of relevant to us as we've already finished the content. So there's no need to worry about finishing content. It only goes up to 1945. We'll talk some more about that later. The time is going to be at 2 o'clock. And if we have not returned to school, you will take the exam at home. And if we have returned to school, you will take the exam at school. I don't make these decisions. I don't know what the likelihood of us being back at school is. It seems to me that everything is geared up so that you will be taking it at home. You can see I have to be announced. The College Board is going to give a lot more information a lot later. So you're just going to have to check back. I can't give you all the info right now about, like, where do I take the test? How do I log on? How do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Relax. Okay. We've got about 5 weeks to get ready for this totally new AP exam, but again, one that we are ready to smush. So what do we have? We have a modified DBQ. Okay, there's a lot more details below, where you're going to have 45 minutes to read the question and respond to the prompt, and then 5 minutes to upload your prompt. And it seems as if, again, we'll get more directions later. You can do pretty much anything that you want as far as typing it on a phone, typing it on a laptop, a tablet. You can even handwrite it and take a picture of it and send it to them if that's what you want to do. We'll get some more directions on that later. What is important for you is you can see here the DBQ, we were told, may come between time periods 3 and 7. So that's 1754. Why did they pick that year? Oh, yeah, that's the start of the French and Indian War. To 1945. Why is the period end then? That's right, World War II. Very good. I can't say this with absolute certainty. Again, I just spoke on the wheel. But in talking to other AP teachers in the building who maybe have graduated from Stanford University and also teach history here, there is a lot of speculation on our part that there will be a big issue question, like a continuity and change over time type of question. So it's not like we're going to get boxed in with something like you did in our AP exam where it was, just progressivism, or just World War I, just imperialism, just the 1920s, but rather looking at something in a larger picture. What did I write for an example? Immigration over time, or rights of women, civil rights, participation in government, economic reform, popular participation, expanding democracy. It's not likely that we are going to pull something that's like the 1896 election. Okay, I think it's going to be something that covers a much broader spectrum. Now, as you can see here, it's open notes. Okay, here's what I am petrified of. Don't think it's open notes and that means I don't have to study. No. 45-minute essay and you're going to look stuff up in your notes. It's not going to happen. You have a couple of key things there, and I'll throw out some ideas. But you only have 45 minutes to write a 5-document DBQ. You do not have time to go rifling through papers, okay? You still need to study. And as they talked about, this is this is not an essay where just having access to your notes and listing a lot of facts is going to help you. And so nothing gets lost in translation. Here, click on this, open this sucker up, and you can see, I'm not going to read this to you like we're in kindergarten and it's a story, but you can get some recommendations from them on open notes. I'm telling you, do not count on your notes, study, okay? You're not going to have time to look stuff up. All right, I didn't mean to yell at you, sorry. All right. Sorry, it's a little awkward talking into a computer instead of talking to you. Plagiarism. If they catch you, they are going to burn you. And you can see I clicked this link, and you're going to want to read all of that information about the penalties that go with plagiarism. I apologize if I said perjury before. You can't copy something out of a book. They will catch you. You cannot copy something off the internet. They will catch you. You cannot copy from a friend. They will catch you. Such as writing it together or FaceTiming somebody, okay? So on your own, please make sure you read both of those links about open notes and about test security and plagiarism. Now, the actual DBQ exam. All right, so again, 45-minute DBQ covering 1754 to 45. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the range of the prompt. Let's hope not. It doesn't cover 200 years. But I just, off the top of my head, thought of, for example, it could be about the expansion of democracy in the 19th century, right? They are clear that for context, there's things we've been doing all year, an introduction and a conclusion. You can use information before 1754 or after 1945, right? And this is a truncated. It's a shortened DBQ. There's 5 instead of 7, okay? The expectations, and I copied directly from the AP website, and you have seen this stuff before. What's different is you have 5 documents instead of 4. So as you read through there, I want to point out a couple of things to you when I click on this rubric. Let's bring this up. Boom. Please work. Yes. Okay. So there are 10 total points. Your whole grade is this. Okay, 1 45-minute essay for all the marbles. I love it. Like we're set. We are so set. There's 10 total points. Okay, so 1 point, as you see up. Can I highlight here? No, I can't highlight up here. All right, you're just gonna have to follow me along. Up at the top where it says contextualization, right? We've done this all year and talked about this. You're going to contextualize when you have an introduction. You're going to contextualize when you have a conclusion. Don't get so caught up on making them super long. Remember, this is like an AP standard, right? It's not what we are doing here at Mount Lebanon, where we are taking a test on something that has a very narrow focus. But have a short introduction where you can get your contextualization in, and a conclusion where you can get your contextualization in. Thesis, I mean, my goodness, we have been doing this all year long with our complex thesis statement, nothing new there. Now, what you are going to see here with the documents, evidence, and analysis. Sorry, I should have never worn this stupid dress shirt. I can't get a button. There we go. All right. So here's the deal. Where we worked before with using 6 out of 7 documents, now you are using 4 out of 5. Okay. And that first part is really, really, really misleading. So let me clear this up for you. Okay. So you get a point for accurately describing the content of at least 2 of the documents, right? But that doesn't make a lot of sense, because you can see that there are 2 possible points for supporting an argument in response to the prompt using at least 2 documents for 1 point, or 4 for 2 points. But see, when you look here, it says these documents should meet and exceed the standard set for the description point. So think of it this way. You're asked an essay question. You're writing an answer. The bulk of your evidence is coming from these documents. Pick 4 of them. And in 4 of those documents, describe the information that is in there and use it to support your argument. Don't just talk about what's in the document. Use it to support your argument. Okay? So they are giving you a point if you have described content in 2 of the documents, and then they are giving you 2 points if you use 4 of those documents to support your argument, and they tell you the standard of using a document for supporting an argument exceeds that of describing it. So to me, it is redundant, right? You're going to pick 4 of those 5 documents. You're going to come up with an argument, your analysis, right? Your response to this prompt. And the bulk of your evidence, right, is going to be 4 of those documents in which you will describe what's in there, which is implicit, so that you can use them to support your argument, okay? Now, for 2 of the documents, what we've done before, right, that is where you are explaining. And like, for example, on Open Notes, I might write this down. I might have on a gigantic sheet of paper large enough for the king to read without his spectacles, the idea that how can I explain the document point of view, purpose, historical situation, or audience. But again, if you look at that last part, which I wish I could highlight right here. Oh, I can. How it is relevant to an argument. So you want to link everything to your argument. So again, you're going to see a question. You're going to write an introduction in which you provide some contextualization. You write a conclusion in which you provide some contextualization. In an introduction, we set the scene. In a conclusion, we answer the question of, so what? Why does this matter, right? What's the long-term impact in U.S. history? We're going to write a thesis. It's going to be the last sentence of our introductory paragraph. Our thesis is going to clearly state our position, check, as well as have our argument, our proverbial how, why. Now, the bulk of our evidence to prove our argument correct is going to come from 4 of the 5 documents, right? In which I'm going to use those 4 documents to support my argument, making sure that I am describing the content that's in there, because that's going to count for a point as well. In addition, I'm going to pick 2 of those 4 documents in which I have described the content and used them to support my argument. And I am going to use the explain. I'm going to talk about the document's point of view, purpose, historical situation, or audience, and I'm going to make that relevant to my argument. Okay, now here's the big thing, okay? They want two pieces of historical evidence outside of the documents to support your argument. 2, okay? That's why we are going to study, so that as we answer this question and we use 4 of these 5 documents to answer this question, right? Which we are going to be able to do, no problem, as we are describing what's in there and we are using it to support our argument. 2 of them we choose to explain as well. We're going to have 2 pieces of outside evidence, right? And we've talked at great length about what pieces of outside evidence are. That's why we're going to review, so that you can think of other examples that would prove your point other than the 4 documents out of the 5 that you have chosen to use. 2, right? What did Steve McQueen do from the Magnificent Seven? 2, okay? 2 pieces of evidence, not 1 like we were talking about before, okay? And then that last one demonstrates a complex understanding of the historical development that is the focus of the prompt, using evidence to corroborate, qualify, or modify an argument that addresses the question. We have done that all year, analysis showing how it all fits together, and that is your total of 10 points. So you can take a look at that document on your own. All right, close out that rubric. All right, good. Okay, now for studying, okay. This will also appear as a separate document on our Google Classroom up at the top with materials. I just directly linked it here. Boom. Okay. So I have scoured the earth. All right, that's hyperbole. Yeah, I spent a lot of time looking at everything. A lot of student feedback, teacher feedback. The AP site is not user-friendly. It's just not going to help. Maybe we'll come up with some valuable things from it, but here's a couple of things that I have for you. I am going to make videos later that have me explaining each of these. So that's going to actually be a separate video. But no. Sorry. You can see there's no script here. I'm going to make a video with each of these that talk about it. So I'm going to actually make this another video where you will click, you'll go through. No, check that. Check that. All right. So after you're done watching me, and I promise I'll shut up in about 10 seconds, you're going to come back and you're going to open this document. And then as you go through here, I'm going to make videos now for each of these. And then you're going to click on this and you're going to open it up, and I'll be like this talking about each of them. All right. But I have no idea if this thing kept. So I'm going to shut down this video now. And then you're going to open this document and read all of the videos that I have here. Okay. How do I stop recording? Stop sharing. I'm recording more. Stop recording. Got it.